It's 8:10 on the Sunrise Morning Show. Good morning, I'm Brian Patrick, joined in our studio by Jeff Stevens, who grew up in Mason. Jeff is part of the Focus Fellowship of Catholic University Students. We talk about that with Curtis Martin, who's my team member on Crossing the Goal. And Jeff's about to move out to Denver, where he's part of the new digital campus ministry program with Focus. Jeff, good to have you with us. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Good morning.
Yeah, tell us about this new digital campus ministry that you're involved in.
Yeah, so the digital campus is modeled after a call that Pope Benedict had recently for sort of an evangelization of what he titled the digital continent. So all the audio, video, internet, media stuff that really it's a powerful, in some sense it's a member of the family. When people sit down for dinner, they got the TV on as well, the cell phone out. And so it's a very powerful thing in society, and so we can really utilize it almost as a weapon if we ask God to work through it for us. And so the digital campus seeks to do the mission of Focus, evangelization, discipleship, mentorship, but to try and use this digital continent, this digital landscape to do so.
And you really have the opportunity to reach a lot of people, and it seems to me a good use of the digital landscape, which really can take us away from the important things, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I said, you go out to dinner at a restaurant and you'll see the little kid on an iPad or something like that, and it's something that, especially in the college student's life, people will spend hours on Facebook and hours on the internet and video games and this sort of thing, and we really need to try to utilize this to reach out to them, and especially Focus. Part of our model with Focus is to meet students where they're at. So for the missionaries that go out on the campus, they're going to try and get into ask if they can join the Frisbee game out on the lawn, or ask if they can join somebody at lunch in the cafeteria. So as the digital campus, we're doing the same exact thing, and we're going to try and meet students where they're at. And nowadays, that's internet, that's media, and all that thing.
All right, Focus is on more than 70 college campuses across the country, and now, of course, branching out into this digital campus ministry. What got you involved in campus ministry in the first place, Jeff?
Well, I went to the University of Cincinnati, and for me, when I first got on campus, my brother, he was big into the fraternity thing, and that was something that he invited me into, and I was curious about it, and I went to all they call the Greek Week, and looking into all that. And I just felt like it wasn't necessarily for me, and I was looking for something a little more Christian-based. So I ended up finding my way into Campus Crusade, which is a non-denominational Protestant focus, basically, a campus outreach program. And I just found that this is where I found true fellowship, and I made some unbelievable friends. And it was a place where I could share different struggles that I have that I had as a college student, and just as a young man trying to grow up and really still wanting to learn more about my faith and be involved in my faith. And so this sort of college faith-based program was something that really benefited me in sort of building foundation for me in my faith, and then just going through college and just keeping with that and eventually finding my way to Focus.
Yeah, I believe it was Campus Crusade that actually inspired Curtis Martin to begin Focus, and now there are hundreds of campus missionaries out there. As I mentioned, I believe it's 74 universities and many more coming online.
74, and then the digital campus is considered the 75th.
Well, that is fitting. And, there's such great potential here. I know we talk about what a travesty, I guess is a better word, that, we're so glued to these screens. You talked about, seeing people at dinner on their iPhones or iPads. I've seen the whole family. Yeah. Here they are sitting around the table at a restaurant, and every one of them has the face in the screen. So rather than bemoaning this, really what you guys are doing is you're saying, hey, this is where especially young people are. Mm-hmm. Let's try to reach them through this media.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's similar to what a lot of theology of the body does, where it takes this thing that God gave us that is good. It can be, and obviously, the marital act is something that is extremely good, but society has taken it and twisted it and made it into something that is bad for society, bad for the human person. And it's the same with technology. It can be an extremely useful tool, an extremely great way of communicating and really being used to glorify God, but it's being used in so many other negative ways. And so, like you said, to try and take it and make it into something that truly does glorify the Lord and the kingdom.
Good comparison there. All right, who are you hoping to reach with your new digital campus ministry?
Yeah, the main goal is, like you said, there's 74 campuses right now that have Focus, but there's a lot of campuses that don't have Focus but have mentioned and expressed the desire to have missionaries out on campus and to have sort of this presence of Focus on campus, and just haven't been able to make it happen yet. And so our main and first goal will be to reach out to these students so that they can have a resource to turn to. So if they want to start a Bible study but they just don't know how right now, or they want to do a small group, a large group, or a retreat, and they just need help from a Focus missionary, from somebody who has maybe experienced these sort of things and gone through college, we can turn to them and we can use web chat, Skyping, video resources, and different things to help them in their walk through college, and to make these things happen on campus. And it's funny. Our team director Kevin Cotter, he doesn't really like when we put it this way, but we've been calling it discipleship.
Discipleship.
Yeah.
Oh, that is good though. I mean, it really does sort of incorporate the language. Which, by the way, we have a whole new language now. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Yeah.
The words that we used to use, the words that we use today, we didn't use 5 or 10 years ago. So
yeah.
Old guys like me tend to resist some of this stuff, but I really see that God has allowed us to develop this technology, and for young guys with a knowledge of it like you to be involved in using this to reach others for Christ is really a good thing. What are the nuts and bolts of this? I mean, are you guys just kind of putting everything out there, or do you have a strategy?
Yeah, right now it is in sort of the primary stages of figuring out exactly how we're going to make this happen. A lot of talk has been about, besides the campuses that have already expressed to us that they want Focus, they want to make use of this digital campus, how are we going to reach the other students, and really just to provide, I think, videos and different things we can post onto YouTube and onto Facebook, where these students are spending so many hours of the day, and hopefully they'll come across it and they'll see, we can reach out to Focus, and we can talk to a digital missionary, and hopefully reach out to these students and provide just a resource for them to turn to when they're feeling down, in their walk, and they're just not doing well in classes or whatever it is, and just to be, the internet, it expands everywhere, and to just try and, be in there and be there for the students.
It is indeed the way to reach young adults. So a digital missionary, a disciple.
A disciple, yeah, there you go.
All right. So if someone is interested this morning and they're thinking, well, this is a great idea, or just want to find out more about your program, your apostolate, maybe even support it, where would you guide them to?
Well, we're working on a page right now that will be digital campus, digital missionary focused. They can go to focus.org to learn more about Focus. And then also they can get in touch with me, and you can do so by going to focusonline.org/GOTO/Jeff. And I have all my contact information on there as well, and they can get in touch with me, and I'd love to answer any questions and discuss with them further.
We'll try to get a link up on our blog at sunrisemorningshow.com. Jeff Stevens, thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate you. God bless you. Keep up the good work.
Thanks. Appreciate it.